Breitbart News top stories, May the 24th, 2017 a.m. Mississippi woman. I was always anti-gun until I with home invader. Mississippi resident Lori Shelton says she was always anti-gun until she heard noises in her home, and found herself eye to eye with a home invader. Exclusive Rand Paul. Saudi Arabia's role in backing terrorism raises concerns with $100 billion arms deal last year. Congress overwhelmingly passed the Justice Against Sponsors of Terrorism Act, JASTA, to allow the family members of those killed in the 9/11 attacks to sue the government of Saudi Arabia for any part it played in those acts of terrorism. Ryan. I don't agree with Trump on former FBI Director Comey. He is not a nut job. Wednesday during an Axios interview, Speaker of the House Paul Ryan, Wisconsin, said he didn't agree with President Donald Trump that former FBI Director James Comey was a nut job. Partial transcript as follows. Mike Allen. You know the former FBI Director Jim Comey. Does it concern you? The president referred to the former FBI Gaffney. Brennan testimony confirms no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion, but abundant evidence of questionable Clinton-Obama Russian activities on Wednesdays Breitbart News Daily. SiriusXM host Raheem Kassam talked with Center for Security Policy President Frank Gaffney about the testimony of former CIA Director John Brennan on Tuesday to the House Intelligence Committee about Russian interference in the 2015 election. Manchester Police Chief says they are investigating network of terrorists. London, AP. Manchester's police chief has told reporters that it is clear this is a network we are investigating, as he gave an update on the probe into the bomb attack at a pop concert in the city. Ex-CIA Director John Brennan refuses to say whether Russia holds damaging info on Hillary Clinton. Tel Aviv. In testimony before the House Intelligence Committee, former CIA Director John Brennan refused to answer a question in an unclassified setting about whether the Russians possess damaging information on Hillary Clinton that was not revealed during the 2016 presidential campaign. Frank Gaffney. McMaster and Obama admin holdovers promote false notion terrorism is inherently un-Islamic. Center for Security Policy President Frank Gaffney discussed the Manchester attack and its aftermath with SiriusXM host Raheem Kassam on Wednesday's Breitbart News Daily. Hackers may have obtained names of over 16,000 Florida concealed permit holders. Hackers may have breached a database and obtained the names of over 16,000 concealed carry permit holders in Florida. The state's Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services announced the breach this week. Mexican national allegedly tried to lure young girls into prostitution. Authorities say an illegal immigrant pursued a 12-year-old Florida girl, and within 3 days of meeting, asked intimate details about her sexuality, and wanted her to run away with him. California's Big Sur Highway 1 closed by massive landslide. A massive landslide in California's Big Sur has closed a portion of scenic Highway 1, further isolating that region from the rest of the state, and dealing a massive blow to tourism in the area. Judge slams law firm blocking deportation of Rochdale Muslim grooming gang. A top immigration judge has criticized a cavalier and unprofessional law firm for obstructing the deportation of members of the Rochdale child sex gang and weakening the rule of law. Parents fearful to allow children out as Islamist terror sweeps Europe. AP. Iris Aslis' 17-year-old daughter, Carmel, recently attended a large concert in Tel Aviv of the Argentine singer Lali. Given Israel's history, the fear of terrorism is always lurking, particularly at mass events, but regardless, she would not have prevented her daughter from going. Liberal tech leaders at risk from Occupy Silicon Valley. Bank of America just warned that America's next social justice movement will be Occupy Silicon Valley, which will demand redistribution of wealth from liberal tech moguls to workers. Hannity. Out of respect for the family's wishes, I'm no longer discussing the Sethridge matter at this time. Tuesday on Fox News Channel's Hannity, host Sean Hannity said he was no longer discussing the matter of now deceased Democratic National Committee staffer Sethridge in the suggestion that he was behind DNC emails being leaked to WikiLeaks. Hannity alluded to communications with the Rich family as for why he had made that decision. New poll shows Democrat with 7 points led in Georgia's special congressional election survey. USA has Democrat John Ossoff leading Republican Karen Handel by 7%, 51-44, among likely voters in the runoff election in Georgia's 6th congressional district. Ivanka Trump to meet victims of human trafficking while in Rome. First daughter Ivanka Trump will be meeting with victims of human trafficking in Rome as part of President Donald Trump's international trip to Europe and the Middle East. De Blasio on Trump budget. Children will die. Tuesday at a press conference in the Bronx borough of New York City, Mayor Bill de Blasio said, if President Donald Trump's proposed budget is approved, children will die. De Blasio said of Medicaid cuts, it is not an overstatement to say that some children will die because of this. On cuts to food stamps exclusive, Rand Paul explains move to force vote opposing Saudi weapons deal. Senator Rand Paul, Kentucky, a key ally of President Donald Trump's in the U.S. Senate, plans to force a Senate vote regarding the Trump administration's new more than $100 billion Saudi Arabian weapons deal announced on the president's foreign trip. Morrissey rips British politicians after Manchester attack. Petrified to admit Islamic extremism behind terror, musician and songwriter Morrissey angrily excoriated British politicians following Monday night's deadly terrorist attack at a pop music concert in Manchester, England, claiming that it is easy for politicians to say they are unafraid and to remain resolute, while failing to address the root causes of terrorism and hiding behind their own robust security. Brother of Sethridge asks Hannity not to spread conspiracy theories. The brother of murdered DNC staffer Sethridge has written a letter to Sean Hannity's producer asking the show not to host internet entrepreneur Kim.com, who released a statement on Tuesday alleging contact between Rich and WikiLeaks.